Oh,
Check.
what? Oh.
May the one who makes peace in the heavens descend on us, and the world will say amen. May the one who makes peace in the heavens descend on us, and the world will say amen. 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 Descend on us, and the world will say amen. May the one who makes peace in the heavens descend on us, and the world will say amen. Amen.
Oh, I did the wrong thing. My bad. Oh, say shalom. That's wrong. The world will say amen.
Oh, say shalom. Bimroma. Uyase shalom aleinu. Ve'akol Israel, ve'akol Yoshvei Tevel. Amen, Amen. Ve'akol Yoshvei Tevel. Oh, say shalom. Bimroma Uyase Shalom Aleinu. Amen. Amen. Ve'akol Yoshvei Tevel. May the one who makes peace in the heavens descend on us, and the world will say, and the world will say, amen.
Alright, I gotta change.
also don't be. This is the coldest part because there's a drift here. Get away from that door. Okay.
Well, that's a door.
Yeah. The street is right here. You know the awning?
Yeah.
It's right here. 79th Street. קיצור, אני הולך עם ג'ודי לזה אחר כך. למה? למסעדה איטלקית, הפיצה.
סן מטר? איזה כיף. היא באה עד פה כאילו, לאסוף אותך. כן. הצעתי למלאי על האש, והיא כזה. אני לא הולכת עד לשם בשביל פיצה. אבל נראה לי שזה יקרה מתישהו ואז היא תבין. וואלה. סודה.
Yada da da die 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 da die 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 die. Yada da da die 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 da 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 die. Yada da da die 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 da die 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 die. Yada da da die 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 die. Yai die die die. Yai die die die. Yai da die yai da die yai die die die. Yai die die die. Yai da die yai da die yai die da die. Yom zeh leYisrael ora ora v'simcha. Yom zeh leYisrael Shabbat Shabbat menucha. Yom zeh leYisrael ora v'simcha. Shabbat menucha. Yada da da die 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 da die 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 die. Yada da da die 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 da 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 die. Yada da da die 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 da die 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 die. Yada da da die 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 die. Yai die die die. Yai die die die. Yai da die yai da die yai die die die. Yai die die die. Yai da die yai da die yai die da die. Yom zeh leYisrael ora ora v'simcha. Yom zeh leYisrael Shabbat Shabbat menucha. Yom zeh leYisrael ora v'simcha. Shabbat menucha. Yada da da die 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 da die 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 die. Yada da da die 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 da 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 die. Yada da da die 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 da die 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 die. Yada da da die 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 da die. Die 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 die. Yai yai die die. Yai da die yai da die yai die die die. Yai die die die. Yai da die yai da die yai die da die.
Shabbat Shalom, friends. Good to see all of you. Welcome on in. We're grateful to Michelle Silverstein, who's representing our Board of Trustees tonight, and grateful to all the people who helped make this tefillah possible. Maya is helping with the visual tefillah, and Jamal and Brendan are making it all look and sound good, and our amazing musicians. Welcome back, Allison, after a couple of weeks of feeling under the weather. We're glad that you're here. And you're all here together, and we're celebrating. And Reggie from our team is helping to greet everybody. Thanks, Reggie. We're glad you're here. We are also celebrating with Sadie and her family, as she's called to the Torah this weekend as a bat mitzvah. And we want to invite Sadie and her parents, Shoshana and Howie, to come forward to help us with candles and kiddush.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. And as their brightness reminds us of all the generations of Israel who kindled light, so may we in our own day be among those who kindle light.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Asher kirshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu v'hadlik ner shel Shabbat.
The heaven and the earth were finished, and all their array. On the seventh day, God finished the work that God had been doing, and God ceased on the seventh day from all the work that God had done. And God blessed the seventh day and declared it holy, because on it God ceased from all the work of creation that God had done.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kadeshanu b'mitzotav, v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho, v'ahava uvratzon, hinchilanu, zikaron, lama'aseh, v'reshit. Ki hu yom techila lemikraye kodesh zecher litziat mitzrayim ki vanu v'charta ve'otanu kidashta mikol hamim v'shabbat kodshecha ve'ahava uvratzon Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat. Amen. L'chaim.
We continue now welcoming Shabbat with song. For Kabbalat Shabbat, we begin with L'chuna Ranana. L'chuna Ranana, yai lai 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 lai, Adonai, yai lai 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 lai. Let us sing out to God, the maker of all, sure and strong. Let all of creation from mountain to sea hear a song. L'chuna Ranana, yai lai 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 lai, Adonai, yai lai 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 lai, Ariyah, yai lai 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 lai, Litzor Ishenu, yai lai 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 lai. For all of the wonder in all of God's light, we rejoice. So now let us listen with all of our hearts to hear God's voice. L'chuna Ranana, yai lai 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 lai, Adonai, yai lai 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 lai, Ariyah, yai lai 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 lai, Litzor Ishenu, yai lai 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 lai. Shiru l'Adonai, shiru shechadash, shiru l'Adonai kol haaretz. Shiru l'Adonai, shiru shechadash, shiru l'Adonai kol haaretz. Shiru l'Adonai baruchu shemo, pasru miyom leyom yeshuato. Shiru l'Adonai baruchu shemo, pasru miyom leyom yeshuato. Shiru l'Adonai, שירו שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני, שירו שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני כל הארץ. זמרו לאדוני בכינור, בקול זמרה. 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 לך דודי לקרא כלה, פני שבת תקבלה. לך דודי לקרא כלה, פני שבת תקבלה. שמור וזכור בליבו אחד, השמיענו אל המיוחד. אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, ושם ותפארת ולתהילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי היא מקור הברכה. מראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי בעורך קומי אורי. אורי אורי שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. לך דודי Bikra Kala B'nei Shabbat Nekabela Lecha Dodi Bikra Kala B'nei Shabbat Nekabela
Oi v'shalom ateret bala Gam b'simcha uv'tzola Toch emunei am segula Boi chala Lecha Dodi Bikra Kala B'nei Shabbat Nekabela Lecha Dodi Bikra Kala B'nei Shabbat Nekabela Lecha Dodi Bikra Kala B'nei Shabbat Nekabela.
We invite you to take this moment and turn to all the people around you, wish them Shabbat Shalom, perhaps meet somebody that you don't know. You can cross the aisles, you can reach around and say hello to somebody. We're going to remain standing for Baruch Hu.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam, Le'olam Vahem HaMevorach, HaMevorach Le'olam Vahem Yailai, 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 HaMevorach, HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. HaMevorach, HaMevorach le'olam va'ed.
Please be seated. In the beginning, even then, a new light was sown for the righteous, a promise that your light would become the catalyst, first for order and then for hope. Author of language and light, help us to use words as you have, to cast light into dark waters and draw out justice and truth. Baruch atah Adonai Hama'ariv Aravim. We continue now with Shema.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol meodecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele
אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם להיות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם אלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
We worship the power that unites the universe, a promise of harmony for all. Yet that oneness eludes our grasp as imperfection and evil abound. Before our eyes there is a vision of perfection, order, and goodness. There is evil enough to break the heart, and there is good enough to exalt the soul. When will redemption come? When we grant everyone what we claim for ourselves. Long ago we escaped the tyranny of Egypt. Our people saw the power of the Most High. We learned God's presence redeems time and event, so we celebrate this power that makes for freedom.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש. נורא תהילות אוסף אלה, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. מלכותך ראו בניך, חוקי הים לפני משה ומרים. זה אלי אנו ויאמרו, זה אלי אנו ויאמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש. נורא תהילות אוסף אלה, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. ונאמר כי פדר נא את יעקב, וגלו מיד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים. והעמידנו שומרנו לשלום, והעמידנו
אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, v'hamidenu shomreinu lechayim.
Ushmot zetenu uvoenu lechayim ushalom me'ata v'ad olam. Hashtivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom v'hamidenu shomreinu lechayim. Hashtivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom v'hamidenu
Eloheinu leshalom v'hamidenu
Adonai Eloheinu leshalom v'hamidenu
Eloheinu leshalom v'hamidenu shomreinu lechayim. V'shameru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם לעולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם, לדורותם ברית עולם. We rise now for tefillah. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Yalla lai lai lai, 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 yalla lai lai lai. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor, Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Vekonei Hakol, Vezocher Chastei Avot Ve'imahot, Umevi Geula Livnei V'neihem, Leman Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer, Umoshia Umagein, Baruch Ata Adonai, Magin Abraham Vezrat Sarah, Ata Gibor Leolam Adonai, Mechaye Hakol Ata Rav Lehoshia, Mashiv Haruach Umorid Hagashem, Mechalkel Chaim Bechesed, Mechaye Ako Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim Verofech Olim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Emunato Lishenei Afar, Michamocha Bar Gevurot, Umido Melach, Melech Meimit Umechaye Umatzmiach Yeshua V'ne'eman ata lahachayot hakol Baruch ata Adonai Mechaye akol Ata kadosh v'shimcha kadosh Ukdoshim b'chol yom yehalalucha selah Baruch ata Adonai Ha'el Akadosh. Please be seated.
It's my pleasure to invite up Eli Krowich to lead us in Shalom Rav. How great is it that we have college students who are home and want to be with us and sing for us? We had a couple of students who sang last week. A few are singing today. We have a couple of students who are just here visiting and being part of the congregation today too, who are back from college. So it brings the rabbi great joy to see kids wanting to come back here.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki atahu melech Adon lechol chashalom. Tahu melech Adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. B'tov b'necha levarech et amcha Yisrael bechol eit uvechol she'ah bishlomecha. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam.
Poem by David White called Working Together. We shape ourselves to fit this world, and by the world are shaped again. The visible and the invisible working together in common cause to produce the miraculous. I am thinking of the way the intangible air past its speed round a shaped wing easily holds our weight. So may we in this life trust to those elements we have yet to see or imagine, and look for the true shape of our own self by forming it well to the great intangibles all around us. We take a few moments now for silent prayer.
May the one who makes peace in the heavens descend on us, and the world will say amen. May the one who makes peace in the heavens descend on us, and the world will say amen. 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 Descend on us, and the world will say amen. May the one who makes peace in the heavens descend on us, and the world will say amen. Oh, say shalom, b'momah, uyaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei teivel. Amen. Amen. Ve'al kol yoshvei teivel. Oh, say shalom b'momah, uyaseh shalom aleinu. Amen. Amen. Ve'al kol yoshvei teivel. May the one who makes peace in the heavens descend on us, and the world will say amen.
Thanks, Tyler. Beautiful. At this moment in our service, we think of those in our circle of family and friends who are in need of healing. We ask that God bring healing where healing is possible and strength to face whatever comes. Here on the screen, we have members of our congregational family that we know that we are praying for healing of body, healing of spirit. If you're thinking of someone who is in need of healing, whether they're listed here or not, we invite you to mention their names aloud. For all those we've mentioned aloud, for all those we hold in our hearts, may God bring strength. May God bless those who are struggling with addiction and those in recovery. For all of them, we ask God to heal them as Moses asked God to heal his sister, Elna Rafanala.
If
So this has been an interesting time for the Jewish people, for sure. Challenging time. And I'm curious to hear where you're at this evening, to hear what questions you have, whether it's about the situation in Israel or about liturgy or about something you always wanted to know about Judaism but were afraid to ask. So rather than a formal sermon tonight, we're going to do like an Ask the Clergy, and Cantor has agreed to answer all the hard questions, so I'm really grateful for that. What's on your mind? What are you wondering about? What questions do you have? As long as you know that we don't promise that we have any answers. Yes, please, Sandy. Why is Israel bombing where it's bombing? Is that the question you're asking?
Why did Israel bomb exactly where they told the Gazans to go?
Why did Israel bomb where it told citizens to go, where it told Gazans to go? I don't know the answers to that. I don't know the specifics of the situation. So it's all I know is that war is a difficult thing to wage, and it's difficult to wage when Hamas is hiding among civilians. And I don't envy Israel's leadership or its military leadership to try and navigate how to root out terrorists in this situation. So we've seen Israel already in certain situations begin to assess its own actions and its own decisions, some of which have been exactly went exactly as planned, and others not so much. So I don't have a good answer to that. I do trust that Israel and Israelis are already asking themselves those kinds of questions about how to wage war in the most just kind of way, which feels like a contradiction in terms, but the Torah talks about the Israelites waging war and challenges the Israelites to wage war in the most just way they can, and it's very difficult to do. I wish I had a better answer than that. Other questions, thoughts? Yes, Robert. What are the milestones that we will need to hit in order to get to a place where there's not so much anti-Semitism like we're seeing right now? Yeah. I mean, we've seen this resurgence that I certainly never thought that we would see in our lifetime. News cycles tend to shift, and so I don't know exactly the answer to that question either. I think whenever this conflict dies down, moves on to its next chapter, whatever it is, I feel like that we'll see less of what we've seen, but the question is, can we go back to what we saw before? And I don't know the answer to that either. I'm just a font of no information this evening, but it's something that I'm wrestling with in terms of how we can go back to feeling, can we go back to the kind of safety that we felt, the security that we felt, living as a minority in a majority culture, as Jews almost always have, but in this country we've been blessed with a level of freedom and safety. So there's like technical milestones that I think will begin to shift the situation in a certain kind of way, but that's not the same as feeling like we're over it, feeling like, oh, we're fine now, feeling like, oh, it's just like it used to be. Does that make sense? I think those can both be true at the same time. Yeah. Right, what's the new normal? Yeah. It's really hard to figure out what the new stasis will be for Jews in the diaspora, and how we will, if we will, and how we will feel safer than we have felt in the last couple of months. Okay, now the questions are coming hot and heavy. Rich.
At the interfaith Thanksgiving service, we had a lot of clergy, faith leaders from the community came and were very supportive of Israel, some very much so,
Yes. Our Lutheran minister friend gave the sermon that I wanted to give, so it was great. It was great.
I'm wondering if that was how long, several weeks ago, before
Yeah.
things, public opinion started to internal, and I'm wondering if they continued to reach out or if you've heard from those folks lately.
The question is, interfaith partners who were here on Thanksgiving spoke on a spectrum from okay to really excellently and supportively of the Jewish people, and have we continued to hear from them? Yeah, I think the people that we heard from that day, I'm hearing from. I actually spoke at Father Baker's church at St. Monica's last night at their Vespers Advent service, and he spoke beautifully and supportively of the Jewish community, and his members were speaking that way. But it's a difficult time for anybody who, like me and many others who have worked to build alliances across religious differences, across ideological differences, especially in progressive spaces. It's been very difficult, and it feels much lonelier than I ever thought it would feel. So the people that, I'm just speaking from my own experience, and each of us has your own experience of interfaith connections, and it's been a time of me learning who my real friends are. And back to Robert's question, some of those relationships feel like I don't know if they can be redeemed, and other people have said the right thing and spoken up and asked. I've told some people, I can't remember if I spoke about it here, that there was a period of time early on when I had heard from a certain group of interfaith partners, and then from a number of others, not so much. And so I reached out to about 10 colleagues that I would have expected to hear from, and had heard nothing. Not a bad thing, but also just not a good thing, nothing. And of those 10, about 8 of them reached back and said versions of, "I'm sorry, I didn't know what to say." 6 of them said versions of, "My congregation is asking me what I should, wants to know what I think, what would you want me to say?" So that was not as good as if they had showed up for me, us at the beginning, but it helped me see that maybe they weren't all secretly Manchurian candidates who'd been waiting to launch their anti-Semitic hatred. Look, I mean, but that's been hard. That's been hard. Sometimes I've thought about the analogy. Cantor and I sometimes do caring committee trainings, and we talk about it's different, but it sometimes feels analogous. That sometimes people say, "Oh, I don't know if I could go to a shiva of someone that I didn't know because I wouldn't know what to say." And so I think there's some percentage of people who, in this time, have decided to abandon the Jewish people. And there's some amount of percentage of people who have not known what to say and how to show up. And I heard from someone who I won't call out earlier tonight tell me on the side that some of her friends they've been afraid to say the wrong thing, so they've said nothing. So, I mean, silence is consent also, right? If you don't say anything against a wrong thing, that's not okay. So that's a long, winding answer to your question. The people that, here's what won't be shocking to you, for me. The people that I am in deepest relationship with have been the ones that have been most likely to show up for me. So, I mean, I knew I intellectually knew that was true, and unfortunately I'm learning that that's also true in reality. And it's part of what has driven me always to strive to build those relationships. Mostly because I think we can do much more powerful work in making the world a more just place if we're working together than if we're working in isolation. But also because there are moments when communities need each other, and not enough people are showing up for the Jewish people. Some are, but not enough. Yes?
I think a little bit of it is, I see on the news, how more and more people, younger generations,
Yeah.
don't know of and don't even believe of the fact of the Holocaust.
Uh-huh.
And we
Yeah, I think that's important. The point is that the point was made was that, younger generations of people who not only didn't live through the Holocaust but also never met Holocaust survivors, and that the more distance that goes, the more the time that goes by, that's a factor in people feeling less supportive of the Jewish people, less empathetic for Jews as a minority who have experienced so much oppression throughout history, and that your point is that that needs to be a big focus of our own internal education and also in the world more broadly. Yes, Kareem.
I thought the Arabs worship Mecca. Why are they obsessed with Jerusalem?
You thought Arabs worshipped, that their prime place of worship was Mecca. Why do they care about Jerusalem? Jews have some stories that don't only focus on Jerusalem, right? We also think Hebron is important and Beersheba. We have other cities that we care about, and Muslims care about other cities in their holy books, just like in our holy book. There are more than one city that are important to them, and so.
They mention Jerusalem practically never, but Mecca constantly.
Yeah, I think you should ask a Muslim, I suppose. I don't know. I think the ship has sailed on whether or not they're going to care about Jerusalem. I think they care about it. I think they have a big mosque there, and so that is. We could say, but they don't deserve it, and they weren't there before we were there first. Okay, that's good. I mean, that is true. How does that work in individual human relationships, like one-on-one? Oh, but it was mine first. Oh, okay. Well, I guess I understand the impulse to do that and to litigate that, and here we are. And so that's which is really hard. I saw some other hands. Yeah, Sandy. Yes. Who was on that land when? I want to make sure. Before it became Israel, there were Arabs that lived there for generations, and there were Jews who lived there for generations. It is. I was taught. I'm just going to be revealing about how I was taught about Israel as a kid. That it fits really nice on a banner. Israel was, how did it go? It was a land without a people for a people without a land. That's a really cool slogan. It's a good slogan. It wasn't totally true. We were a people without a land. That part was true. But it wasn't true that there weren't people there that hadn't been living there for generations. So again, this conversation about who was there first and who was there longer and who has more rights, it is, Ari Shavit's book is The Much Too Promised Land. I recommend it, not just because the title is good, but it is an accurate thing. There were people there, there were Jews there always, and there were Arabs there since, I don't know, 1,000 years and more, probably more than that, 1,500 years. So, but we were there 4,000 years. Okay, great. Maybe they'll get up and leave since that's true. I don't think so. So we're stuck together. There are 7 million Israeli Jews between the Mediterranean Sea and the Jordan River. And there are 7 million Arabs, Muslims and Christians, between the Mediterranean Sea and the Jordan River. And whatever, that's facts. What we do with that, how that looks now, later, I don't think either of those group of people are going away. And everybody has their own narrative that's true about their history there, and we're going to have to figure it out. That was true before October 7th, and certainly now, yeah.
So I want to go back to what you were talking about when other people from different faiths were asking you what to do.
Yeah.
I recognize, on a college standpoint,
Yeah.
are we supposed to educate other people?
That's a good question.
Is that my role? But also, what's your recommendation from a university standpoint of how people are asking
Well, you're on the front lines, and I'm in a synagogue and a very liberal. The question is, do I have an advice? Like, I heard a bunch of questions in there. So if I don't respond or list them all, you'll let me know. Is it our job as Jews to educate other people on a college campus? What advice do you have for me about what I should say to those people who are asking questions about, about how I should learn? Yeah. Yeah.
And those conversations don't really have guidelines.
Well, I would say first, and this is true not just with regards to Israel, but with lots of things. First, you have to know, does the other person actually want to learn? Because if they don't want to learn, if they've decided what the truth is and that there is only one truth and there's only one narrative, then don't waste a breath because they're not interested in a conversation. That could be true about lots of things, just interpersonal things. Are we actually having a conversation, or are we having a conversation if I agree with you, then we're having a conversation? So what I was saying is you're on the front line and you're dealing with challenges, and there are excellent resources. And right from the beginning, after October 7th, when congregants started asking me that question, I was like trying to curate a list, because the answer is there's 1,000 books, and I'm guessing most people are not going to read 1,000 books. So like, if you were going to read a book or 2 or 3, what are those books? But that depends on whether people really want to know something. And here's the thing, I think that's true for people who are deeply dedicated to Israel also, that there's a question that we have to answer. Are we willing to listen and hear and read things that we might not disagree with? And I hope the answer is yes. So I don't know if I'm answering your question. There are resources, and I'd be glad to share them with you if you're like, okay, well, people ask me for a couple things, like what are 2 websites and 3 books that I think kind of, tell a version of the truth that probably hews close to what I think. So like that's my own, but so I don't know, am I responding at all helpfully to your question? Yeah.
So she shared today, somebody posted information of 20,000 thousands of kilometers.
Right.
Down into every single detail. She goes, do I swipe up and respond?
Okay. So you see social media is it's I don't know how to finish that sentence. It's a poison. It's a neutral tool, but how people use it is brutal. And so the question is, you see something on social media, do you respond? Do you try and argue? Again, I would say, to me, I'm speaking from my own, trying to assess that for myself. Is this a person I have a relationship with? Is this a person who I care about enough to have a relationship with? Is this a person who actually is interested in a conversation? Because if the answer to all those questions is no, then I don't know that you can move them, because they're not interested in being moved. They already know the truth. And anything that you would say, you are a very compelling person, and you've done really hard things on campus this semester, I know. Really hard things. And I admire you, and we had a couple of students from Columbia and Wisconsin a few weeks ago, and they spoke beautifully. So we want to give you strength, and we want to support you. And I think all of us have to pick our battles, because sometimes it can feel like you're just spitting into the wind, or whatever other metaphor you want to pick. Couple more questions, and Joanne's been waiting. Yes.
Closer to home.
Yes.
Thoughts on Tikva's Emet Classical Academy starting here on the Upper East Side?
I'm sorry, I don't know what that is.
Okay.
Tikva
is an organization.
Okay.
Conservative.
Okay.
They are starting something called the Emet Classical Academy.
The Emet Classical Academy. And what's the goal of the Emet Classical Academy?
Starting with the 6th grade.
Okay. What is it?
A school, private school.
Okay. Do you have I don't know what this is at all. Sorry, I don't know what it is at all.
Okay, then let's stop it right now.
Okay, you'll tell me later because I want to know what it is. Neil.
So the new trope I'm seeing out there is going off of the Holocaust.
Yeah.
Not denying the Holocaust in this next generation.
Right.
They're saying, well, what did the Jews do to deserve this?
And
that's the problem.
Yeah, it's a big problem.
Totally inappropriate to say the next part about this, but when do we start thinking that Jabotinsky maybe had a point?
What was So two, I want to repeat the things so people can hear here and online. One is a new trope, which is what did the Jews do to deserve the Holocaust, which is a horrible thing. And then maybe Jabotinsky was right. And which part? I mean, the thing I think of Jabotinsky is the one he said, it's good to die for your country. So what else? But what else about Jabotinsky doing? What? What is it? The tough Jew. That we always need to defend ourselves. I mean, Israel was one of the strongest militaries in the world. So, I don't know exactly what you're referencing. That what? I'm sorry? Bibi's father was Jabotinsky's secretary. I mean, at the founding of the State of Israel, there were people who had all kinds of different political views about how to deal with the people who were there before and all that sort of thing. And there were people who would advocate for wiping them out and people who didn't advocate that I'd love to continue the conversation about Jabotinsky. I'm not sure exactly what you're referencing. Last word. I was waiting, Sadie. I felt like I couldn't finish this piece because I knew you always have excellent questions. So help us bring it home.
So going back to earlier about the social media bit.
Yeah.
I was like, well, today, I was not a school parent, and it was last night. So anyway, on my phone,
Yeah.
I have, we'll say Instagram.
Yeah.
And like sometimes I will see the comments, like
Mhm.
sometimes it'll just be a video of someone like Happy Hanukkah.
Okay.
Like showing you how to spin a drink.
Okay.
Sometimes, or it could be anything.
Yep.
And there could be endless hate comments, or sometimes they're good comments.
Yep.
Sometimes it's mixed. Sometimes it's people saying, like, I support this, but also like saying multiple things about Jews, like, or just it's very conflicting, and also it's just very confusing. Like sometimes it'll be like crazy because you have to go through a very long list of comments of people just saying like hateful things just to get to one person that says Shabbat Shalom, or like it's just
So let me just repeat it briefly. Like that social media, you see all kinds of things that are supportive of Jews and things that are not, that are anti-Jewish, anti-Semitic, and you said one of the last things you said is like sometimes you have to scroll through all this hateful stuff just to find the one thing. How does that feel for you?
I think it feels very like sad, but also more than that confusing. Because like I'll just be going through it and they'll just be like, what, like, how could that even like come to me?
Yes.
It's just,
It's sad and confusing. And what I would say is that for a super-duper smart person like you who are, you should come tomorrow and hear her Devar Torah. Oh my God. Thoughtful and smart and challenging in a good way and all that sort of thing is like, I would not say that Instagram should be your primary source of information. There are other ways, and I know you know that also, but like it can be, social media and the news can be like really bad for one's mental health, and I think that was true about a lot of things even before October 7th. So one of the things I said on the first Friday night after October 7th was to invite people to turn some of that stuff off, because I mean it's like a cesspool, and it's a difficult thing. Was there a question there, or was just an observation? I want to make sure I'm responding. Yeah. 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 Yeah, it's a very scary time to see anti-Israel, anti-Semitic marches in the streets of New York, and to see all that stuff on social media. And I mean, for me, we have to stick together. We have to keep learning. We have to figure out who our friends are and stick with them, and have to be willing to turn off the things that are just like not helpful, and find the things that bring us joy without being naive about the challenges of the world. Like I'm not suggesting no one should pay attention to that stuff, because you got to know what's going on, but you also have to know like when you've just exceeded your limit of being able to tolerate it, and it sort of it can take you to like difficult places. So thank you for raising it. I hear that it's hard, and I agree. My friends, I really appreciate the conversation always. All of these things can continue. And I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that we're in the not knowing sometimes together, and in the in this moment as always. Are there folks who are here for the first time? Some folks who are here for the first time, yeah? Tell us your name. Say again. Leica and?
My name is John.
Welcome. What brings you here? We're glad you said you live in the neighborhood, right?
Just for me, to connect with my Jewishness. I am in the neighborhood, and I haven't thought about it really that much until recently. It evokes a lot of feelings that I understand.
Because I'm just going to repeat it, that you felt like you wanted to connect with your Jewishness, and that you hadn't really thought about it in a long time. And I think you're not alone in that either. The number of conversations I've had with people in the last 2 months about that have been versions of like, I didn't know my Judaism meant so much to me. I didn't know that Israel was something I should think about or care about. So we're really glad you're here. Thank you for coming. Any other folks here for the first time? Yes, please. Tell me your name. Stephen, welcome. We're glad you're here. Thanks for bringing these people with you. We appreciate it. And anybody else here for the first time? What are you celebrating? Anything good? Bat mitzvah? Anything else? Birthdays? Yes. 61st anniversary, Mazel Tov. That is amazing, and many more. Yes. Michelle got into her first choice college, which is? Wash U. Congratulations. Mazel Tov. Please tell her we said Mazel Tov. That's fantastic. Any other things?
I know Rabbi Reuben has a birthday coming up.
Rabbi Reuben has a birthday. Cantor Kipnis just had a birthday. I feel left out. I'm an April birthday. You'll have to come back for that. Yes. Yes. Kara. Oh, Liz just had a birthday. Yes. And you're about to have a birthday. Wow, it's birthday month. That's very good. Yes, please. Happy birthday. Happy almost birthday. Thank you for being here. We're glad that you're here. All right, my friends. We're so glad that Jill and Ryan and Kobe are here. Good to see you all. Good to see everyone here. We're going to continue with Aleinu, yeah?
Yep.
All right.
Invite Polly to come join us up here.
Come on up, Polly, and please rise.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, l'tei gdula liotzer breshit, shelo asanu k'goyei haratzot, velo samanu k'mishpechot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, v'gor aleinu kechol hamonam. אנחנו קוראים ומשתוקקים משתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא.
Sometimes I lay under the moon and I thank God I'm breathing. Then I pray, don't take me soon, 'cause I am here for a reason. Sometimes in my tears I drown, but I never let it get me down. So when negativity surrounds, I know someday it'll all turn around, because all my life I've been waiting for, I've been praying for the people to say that we don't want to fight no more. There'll be no more wars and our children will play. One day, one day, one day, one day, one day, one day. Sometimes in my tears I drown, but I never let it get me down. So when negativity surrounds, I know someday it'll all turn around, because all my life I've been waiting for, I've been praying for the people to say that we don't want to fight no more. There'll be no more wars and our children will play. One day, one day, one day, one day, one day, one day.
Thanks, Polly. Our thoughts turn to those who have departed this earth, our friends and neighbors, our loved ones, those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. If you hear the name of a loved one, we invite you please to stand. In the period of Shiva, the congregation extends its condolences to Michael Denmark on the death of his father, Richard, this week, to David Green on the death of his wife, Rita, this week, and to Andrea Baker on the death of her mother, Barbara Newmark, this week. In the period of Shloshim, we remember Norman Wellen, brother-in-law of Gladys Edelman, Marlena Mallis, sister of Marcy Adelman, Brooke Peltz Cohen and Toby Cohen, friends of Hallie Golden, Lois Nyron, wife of Neil Nyron. And these whose yahrzeits, the anniversaries of their deaths, are marked at this time: Selig Altschul, Willard Engen, Lucille Ossibel, Henry Barish, Esther Bellow, Jack Bellow, John Binder, Leo Blitz, Martin Lewis Blitzer, Marvin Cohn, Esther Diamond, Alan Director, Louis Drexler, Philip Fishman, Irving Flesch, Albert M. Gantz, Alfred Abraham Goldstein, Paul Gottlieb, Stuart Gould, Jack Grossman, Alfred P. Haft,
Stephanie Hiller, Abraham Hornstein, Louis Jacobs, Molly Kaminsky, Arthur Koretz, Max Coet, Jerome Levinson, Ellen Lewis, Murray Lubliner, Barbara Marion, Rosalind Moinister, Edward Moonves, Murray Perganent, Lori Rock, Ethel Rothstein, Ronald Rubin, Norman Sadowski, Jack Safian, Ellen Saxel, Morris Schiffman, John Sklar, Sandra Solomon, Miriam B. Solotaroff, Daniel Stark, Joseph Stroll, Lillian Wolf, Betty Gay Yeagerman, Eleanor Zimmerman.
If there are others that you're remembering, we invite you to rise and mention your loved one's name aloud. Zichronam livracha. May their memories live as an enduring blessing. We remember as well those who have no one left to say Kaddish for them. In that spirit, we rise together as a community. Yitgadal v'yitgadash Shemei Rabbah Be'alma divrach yiruteh v'yamlich malchuteh B'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael Ba'agala v'zman kariv v'imru Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah Mevarach le'alam u'lalmei almaya Yitzbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal Shemei Dekud Shabrichu Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbachata v'nechamata Daviran be'alma v'imru Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru Amen. Please be seated.
Those who sow in tears will reap in joy, will reap in joy. Those who sow in tears will reap in joy. Those who sow in tears will reap in joy, will reap in joy. Those who sow in tears will reap in joy.
It's now my honor to invite a leader of our congregation, Michelle Silverstein, forward to bring greetings.
Shabbat Shalom. I am honored to represent the Board of Trustees this evening and welcome you to Shabbat services. We are so glad that all of you are here. I would like to wish a mazel tov to Sadie and the entire Green family on her upcoming bat mitzvah tomorrow morning. I'm sure it's going to be wonderful. Looking ahead, I want to highlight an amazing event on Friday, January 12th. The Harlem Gospel Choir will return to Sharei Tefillah and will be joined by all of our choirs, Kol Rinah, Shir Leadership, and the School of Rock. It is a don't-miss experience and a great opportunity to invite friends and family to join us and see what happens here at Sharei Tefillah. Also, a reminder that when you get the weekly each Friday morning, scroll down to the bottom so you don't miss all the engagement opportunities that we have planned. There's lots to see each week, and I think it's always our inclination to just say, oh, it's Friday, and move on. But there's lots going on here, so please join us for all of it. Once again, Shabbat Shalom, and wishing everyone a happy and healthy New Year.
Minyan and Torah study tomorrow, as always. Mazel tov to Sadie. Thanks to all of our singers. We're 95% of the way there to our annual appeal goal. According to the official Rabbi Watch, there's 9 days left to close it out. Right, Liz? We're getting there. So if you haven't had a chance to make your gift to this congregation of meaning, connection, and purpose, right after Shabbos would be a perfect time. We're continuing our Torah and animation series. We had our first session this past week with the amazing teacher and animator Hanan Archol, and this is going to be a monthly series. Our next session is actually on January 3rd, and the theme will be loss. So we hope that you'll join us. He's amazing and fantastic. And lastly, I am pleased to say that we are actually officially going to Israel at the end of January. We have a group of people that are ready to go January 27th to February 2nd. We'll be back for Rabbi Rubin's first service back. And we're basically at the end of recruiting because people have to get airplane flights. So you've been thinking about it and you're like, oh, I don't know if it's going to go anyway. The answer is it's going. If you know people who might be interested or you're one of those people, the next couple days, please reach out so that we can have you join us for this solidarity mission. It's going to be quite remarkable, and we hope that the group can be even bigger. But we're definitely going. We hope you can join us.
One more reminder, next Friday our services are online only, and Saturday morning minyan is online only.
And Torah study,
join
exactly.
us on Zoom.
Yes, exactly.
We will conclude with Adon Olam. Do we have people stand?
Yeah, let's do that.
Adon Olam asher malach b'terem kol yitzir nivra v'yet nasa b'chefzo kol azai melech shemo nikra azai melech shemo nikra v'yacharek tiklot hakol levado yimloch nora Behu haya, behu hove, behu yeh betifara, behu yeh betifara, behu echad v'yein sheni, v'ham shelo v'hakmira, v'li reshit v'li taklit, v'lo ha'oz v'ha'misra, v'lo ha'oz v'ha'misra, v'hu eli v'chai go'ali, v'tzor kebli v'yetzara, v'hu nisi u'manosi, v'nat kosi v'yom ekra, v'nat kosi v'yom ekra, v'yado afkidruki, v'yetishan v'yaira, v'yimruki geviati, Adonai li v'lo ira, Adonai li v'lo ira.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Shabbat shalom.